Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my full 2024 VCT season awards. I'm going to go through, I think it's like 5 different awards or something like that, and just kind of talk about the best players and maybe, no, yeah, we'll just do best players. I considered adding maybe like best moments and stuff like that, but I don't remember enough of that stuff to actually do it for real, so we'll get into the actual awards here. I'm going to do an all-world team, basically the best player in each role as well. So I'm gonna try to fit an IGL into the team, and I think I did a pretty good job of that. The MVP of the whole season, the coach of the year for the whole season, the rookie of the year for the whole season, and then the most improved slash breakout player, however you want to phrase it. So we'll get into more of like the specifics for each award when we talk about them. But if you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I got a lot of off-season content coming with all of my rebuild videos. We're gonna be starting with Americas. I think my first one will either be actually I don't know. It'll probably be MIBR is probably what I'll do, and then we'll do Cloud9 and NRG, and then I think it's just that's the last videos that I'll do. It'll only be videos on teams doing 2 or more changes. But yeah, if you guys enjoy those, subscribe and leave a notification. I've already made 3 of the videos if you want to check out what I'm talking about. And yeah, let's get right into it. So for the all world team, I tried to just pick the player that I think had the best year from every role. And I think Duelist, it has to be Texture, just because he made 2 international grand finals, played really, really well at champs as well, even though they got grouped. I think the only player that you could really say has an argument is Ospas, but I don't think he had enough team success to kind of trump Textures, which I think they're neck and neck in terms of individual play. But then when you get to the team success, I think is what sets Texture over pretty much is what I'm thinking. Then for Flex and IGL, I have Munchkin. Made 2 international grand finals, similar to Texture. And in terms of the Flex play, I just think all year long has been the best Flex player in the world. And I think I have him over Woot in that category strictly because he played at the beginning of the year and was really good then. I think for the back half of the year, I would go Woot over Munchkin, but it's close, and I don't know, I'm just taking Munchkin because he's an IGL as well. Then for Initiator, I had Saucy. This might be kind of a hot take. I think some people might want like Trent in here. Maybe some people might want Lakia, but I think that'd be um, too biased, like what was happening at the beginning of the year, where I think Lakia was actually pretty good, or was really good, and was not good at the end of the year whatsoever. Um, you can make an argument for like Forsaken being an initiator player. I have him more of a flex player. Shanghai. The other one I considered was like EU Rienz. I think Rienz is the other one that people are gonna want. Kind of forgot about him. Not in terms of making the award here. I did think about him, but like I don't know. I just think he didn't have as good of a beginning to the year, and I just think Saucy, in terms of having that one win or like one tournament win on his resume rather than Rien's, I'm gonna go with him. Then for smokes, you have Charon. Not much of an argument there. If the only way Charon doesn't make this list is if I go Valen as the IGL and have him in the smoke slot, but I decided against that and ultimately went with Charon, who I think throughout the course of the season has been the best smokes player. I think he. People aren't going to like this, but I think he was, throughout the course of the tournament, the best smokes player at Madrid. He was definitely the best smokes player at Shanghai. And then he definitely did not play very well at Champs. Um, so that's why I have him over tens. I know people are going to be wanting tens in this role. I just don't see it as much. I don't think tens was the reason Sentinels had as much success as they had. And now, as you see, there are 2 other Gen G members on this list and 1 other in consideration, but I think Charon is more of a reason why Gen G had success than tens is for Sentinels. Then for Sentinel, this one was really close between like 4 names. I had Alfier, um, Meteor, Shishu, and Benji Fishy. Benji Fishy I didn't have as much in consideration, but the other three definitely so. And I was really leaning towards Meteor, but I felt like it might be a little bit too much to have four Gen G members on the list, so I went with Alfier. Um, just because I think, other than Kickoff, where he was kind of he has been back to one of the best Sentinels, if not the best Sentinel in the world. It has been a part of a pretty good team that won both stages of EMEA, I believe. Um, Let me make sure that's correct before I say it. They won stage two, and they won stage one. Yeah, so they won both stages of EMEA, and yeah, that's why I have him here over maybe some of the other players. Where like I think Shishu has a real argument as well, just because like I think he has been throughout the course of the season the best player for EDG. Um, like he has had some rough moments and stuff, but I thought he was incredible on their champions run and got that champions title and world champion title rather than the Masters winner, um, where maybe that could be held in higher regard. Definitely is than the EMEA title. So if you want to put Shishu or Meteor in there, I'm not going to argue with you, but I have Alfear slightly edging them out. And now onto the more individual rewards. I have my MVP, Texture. And honestly, I don't think anybody else was really in consideration for this, at least for me personally. Like, you could say Osbos, just from a statistics point of view, I think he was putting up the most insane numbers, I think, throughout a whole year for a player, um, especially one that wasn't going to international events. Maybe Zekin, maybe some other players sneaking in there. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't think there's anybody else really other than Texture. He won Pacific Kickoff, was second at Masters Madrid, ninth in ACS. I think he played better than that ACS. Second at Pacific Stage 1, won Master Shanghai with fourth ACS. I think he was higher than that, honestly. Actually, no. I'd go around there, probably. I don't think he was necessarily the MVP of that tournament. He would have been if Genji won Madrid. Won Pacific Stage 2, grouped at Champions, but I thought he played very, very well. Like, I don't think his level of play dropped off at all. It was just more of like the team kind of getting figured out and some players not playing very well on the team, like Lakia, but I'm not on that train of like drop Lakia for Genji or anything like that. Yeah, I just think he was the biggest piece in the best team of the year. And I think that's what the MVP award should be, is just the best player on the best team, and that'll be Texture for me. Um, Now, my initial, I think I'll go through some of my picks from the beginning of the year when we get to these more individual awards. Um, I had Demon One as my MVP to begin the year, and I think that had a lot to do with my belief in NRG, which did not pan out. So, yeah, uh, that wasn't a good prediction, but I think predicting Texture to be good at the beginning of the year was definitely one that panned out. Maybe a little bit more than I expected. And now for Coach of the Year, we have Nilzinho from Heretics, and I don't think there's any other option for this award. Uh, Second EMEA kickoff with that Mini Boo and Patty Tech roster. Also, same thing for what qualified for Madrid. They showed a lot there, but didn't really do too much in terms of winning. Second for EMEA Stage 1. Again with the new roster, they played with the Mini Boo Woot, or they played with the Mini Boo Patty Tech and then swapped midseason to Mini Boo Woot. Then when they went to Shanghai and got second, they played with another new roster with Woot and Patty Tech in the team, with Woot playing Duelist. Then they come into stage 2 playing with the Mini Boo Woot roster only, and then get second at Champs as well, which from this team's expectation at the beginning of the year with all of these young players, I think for my definition of the Coach of the Year award, it's the coach that did the most with the least. And I think if you look at where their expectations were at the beginning of the year, Heretics definitely did the most with the least. I think the other one you could argue is Genji's coach. I think Solo, right? Yeah, solo, but I think Lakia, Texture, Meteor were a lot more proven than some of these Heretics players like Boo, Mini Boo, Woot, and Rien's. Uh, I think honestly, Benji was the most proven out of those players. Um, and yeah, oh, I just opened my OBS. I did not know that was on my main monitor. Oopsies. Um, I'm not redoing this because I thought that was fine. But yeah, just an incredible coach that I think sets this team up for even more success going into next year. Now, rookie of the year, I think this is pretty cut and dry in my opinion. It's Charon, the smokes player from Genji, who was plucked straight out of ranked uh, to come into Genji this year, and immediately from even that off-season tournament they played, the Convergence one, uh, was showing incredible stuff. His mechanical ability is unbelievable. Just all the same accolades in terms of like placement at tournaments that Texture had, as well as ninth in assists per round at Madrid, number one for Master Shanghai. Was that true? I I swear it was not when I looked at the stats and I just mistyped it. Maybe I'm stupid. No, okay, I was right. Number one in assists per round. Um, and yeah, won two trophies this year if you count Pacific Stage 2, or three trophies if you count Kickoff in Stage 2. Didn't have a great ending to the year, which doesn't look good going into 2025, but I think he should be perfectly fine going forward, and I have no concerns about that. Um, and yeah, just an incredible smokes player that was, I mean, probably the one of the best finds out of any team ever, in terms of just like finding some unknown player and developing him and him becoming one of the best players in the world. I think Genji did an amazing job of that as well as Heretics, but I think Genji, in terms of just this move, was slightly better. Also, I do want to say the only other player that was even in consideration for this award was Woot, where if Heretics won the final, it was going to be Woot. If EDG won the final, it was going to be Charon. That's how close it was, pretty much. It came down to one game. Um, Woot was also incredible, but I don't think anybody other than maybe John Cutie. Even then, I don't think anybody other than him would even be in consideration, though. And then our last award, the most improved slash breakout player, we have Boo, who has all the same uh, accolades as Nilzinho as well. Very Genji and Heretics dominated awards, but they were the two best teams of the year, like by far. So um, I had to go with those two, and I think there are a lot of other candidates for this award, unlike some of the other ones, where like you could go with a tens. I think um, maybe Cryo, Asuna from 100 Thieves. Um, uh, like, I mean, I almost said one of the loud players, but I feel like they would be least improved. Um, Mazzino, maybe. I think he just kind of had one good spell during the year, but like I think Chronicle in terms of throughout the year was very much improved. CNED, who was my original pick for this award going into the year. I also totally forgot about this for my rookie of the year. I had Yedije as my pick, which I don't think was terrible. And then for coach of the year, I picked Loud's coach, who I think ended up getting fired at the end of the year. So that one was a bad pick. I just thought Loud would make it work with QCK because Sadak is a genius. And then a lot of credit with that would go to the coaching staff as well. But nope. Bad pick for that one. But in terms of like most improved, like I think Boo kind of has to be the pick, even with so many different candidates for this award. He was genuinely bad last year for this team. Like in terms of individual play, in terms of calling, I believe he was the IGL last year as well. I searched Boo, right? Okay. Why? Okay, there we go. I don't know why he's so far down. But yeah, for Boo, like his calling really stepped up this year. I think a lot of it is to do with maybe the more simplified calling style that's the meta this year in terms of like the heavy gamble stacking and less reading and maybe not reading and reacting isn't the right word, but like having a lot of like preset stuff in terms of like, all right, we're gonna do this, then re-clear this, then this, then this, then this for defense, or for attack, we're gonna pressure this area, then pressure this area, deal with this. I think some of that did help him, and I think he's incredible at that kind of calling. Obviously, I don't know a ton about heretics, so maybe that's just a bunch of bullshit. But um, yeah, I think he's incredible. And even if you just went down to strictly a fragging ability, I think he still would be in consideration for this award, which kind of shows you why he's pretty clearly, to me, the best player for this award in terms of the most improved slash breakout. And I also think he fits like the breakout player because not a ton of people knew who he was coming into the year just because heretics, and he was so bad last year that um, it kind of helps, like in terms of the, oh, we didn't know who this guy was going into the year. Now we really know, oh my god, he's such a good IGL, such a good individual on the smokes. And yeah, I just thought Boo was pretty clearly the pick for this award. So with that, that'll be my picks for my awards. So if we want to go back through, for my all-world team, I had Texture, Munchkin, Saucy, Charon, Alfier. For my MVP, I had Texture. For my Coach of the Year, I had Neil Zeno. For my Rookie of the Year, I had Charon. And for my Most Improved slash Breakout Player, I had Boo. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of the awards in the comments below and who you would pick for every award. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.